All right. First, we're going to start off with the male reproductive structures. We'll look at the external genitalia as well as the ductal system of the male. First, we have the scrotum, where the testes is kept. Inside the scrotum here, we have the testicle. We also can appreciate the epididymis here, as well as the vas deferens, which will be carrying the sperm ultimately into the urethra of the male. From this view, we also have a view of some of the other glandular structures of the male anatomy, the seminal vesicles, as well as the prostate gland. We also can see the copulatory structure of the male, the penis, the glans penis, and then the body of the penis itself. This is the bladder of the male for reference. Looking at a sagittal section, we can also appreciate some other internal structures. We can see where the ejaculatory duct enters the male urethra here, and we can see the orientation of the prostate gland around the male urethra as it exits its bladder. We can also see the rest of the penis here. We have the corpus cavernosum as well as the corpus spongiosum structures on the male, as well as inside the testicle you can see the seminiferous tubules where the spermatogenesis is taking place in the male. Okay. There's another male glandular structure that we only have one model for, which includes the bulbourethral gland, which is this little tiny pea-shaped gland here that's found at the base of the penis, which will also be contributing to some of the volume of semen. On this model, we can see a number of other structures as well, including the glans penis, the body of the penis, the testi, the epididymis, the vas deferens, the prostate gland. What we don't see very much of is the seminal vesicles, the bladder for reference here as well. The female structures we can appreciate on this model. We have the ovary, the female gonad, the beginnings of the female ductal system, which include the fimbriae, the finger-like structures that sweep over the surface of the ovary, which leads into the fallopian or uterine tube, which then connects to the uterus. Looking at the sagittal section of the female pelvis here, we have the bladder here in the female for reference. This is the uterus, right? The body of the uterus also has a dome-shaped fundus of the uterus. The uterus then narrows as it approaches the opening of the uterus called the cervix. The narrowing is called the isthmus. The cervix here has several regions: the external cervical os, the cervical canal, and the internal cervical os. The uterus also has multiple layers, including the perimetrium, which is a connective tissue cover, the myometrium, which is the smooth muscle wall, and then the endometrium, the lining of the uterus. We also have the copulatory organ of the female vagina as well. The female ovary is the place where the female will be creating her gametes, and we have a nice model of the process of gametogenesis in the female here, developing within structures called follicles. This model has several different depictions of the primary follicle, a secondary follicle, as well as a vesicular or Griffinian follicle. This one is in ovulation. After the follicle ovulates, we have the cells that are left over from the follicle condensed to form a glandular structure called the corpus luteum, or the yellow body, which is also depicted here. And after the corpus luteum stops producing hormones, it becomes the corpus albicans. And that's it.